Good morning, everybody. Welcome to, I don't even know how many days in we are to the COVID-19 quarantine, but I've been out here working horses by myself, so I apologize for being so far away from the camera. Kind of a one-woman camera crew this morning. I've been working with Sage the last few days on getting over her phobia of the flag. I posted a live video for our boarders a couple of days ago of our first session with it, and she basically looked like a giraffe the entire time. So we're trying to get her relaxed with it. I've had a couple more sessions. I've done some stuff on the ground, but I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you my Wandering with Purpose exercise. That is really nice if you have a horse that gets fixated on a specific corner of the arena, or something just unexpected happened, and then they get scared of a certain area. It also works great for horses that are drawing towards a certain spot. So like if they have a gait that they want to keep drawing back towards, or a buddy they want to keep drawing back towards, it's a really great exercise for that as well. So basically it just builds relaxation in the horse and gets them kind of in a roundabout way to do what you want without being super direct and getting into a big fight about it. So we're going to give that a go with Sage this morning and the flag, and we'll just kind of see what we got. So what I'll do is I'll turn around and I will move the flag a little bit and see what she thinks about it. I think she heard me already. She's like, the flag. So we'll see what we got this morning, and I'll start my exercise. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move it. I got to get organized here, so if she jumps, I'm ready. So this is kind of what we're dealing with this flag. Okay? So I'm just going to move it just that much, and then I'm going to start my exercise. And I'm going to try my very best to stay in frame for you guys so you all can see. Okay, so I'm going to make a 90-degree turn, and then I'll leave her alone, okay? And then I'll make another 90-degree turn, and I'll leave her alone. And I just happen to be making these turns toward the flag. And just for the sake of this video, I'm using half of my arena. But if I was going to do this without trying to show you guys, I would be wandering all over the whole arena like this. Okay? So this way, she's able to work through some of her anxiety by moving her feet. Okay, so that's something with the psychology of a horse that's very important. They are prey animals. And if we take away their ability to move their feet, then we are more likely to trigger a fight or freeze response. So right now I'm letting her, in a constructive way, work through her flight response. And they are flight first. That's going to be the first thing that gets triggered. So if I can work through that, we won't go to those other reactive parts. Good girl. Okay, so I'll just kind of start wandering around a bit more. Now, I have not asked her to trot this whole time. That's her flight mode, okay, getting anxious. If she did decide to lope, I would just make more turns. I wouldn't pull on two reins and force her to quit loping. I would just make more turns until she settled and got slower. Okay, kind of the same thing I'm doing when she trots. Or if I feel any extra tension in her body. So even at the walk here, if I feel her get super tense again, I'll start doing more turns. So now I'm going to leave her alone for a little longer because that felt much better. Okay, so whenever we take the pressure off the horse, let them get away a little bit from the scary object, that's going to let her know that she's doing the right thing. And essentially, I'm just trying to retrain her brain that this is not something that she needs to be worried about. Okay, she's definitely not convinced yet, is she? But it's getting better. Like right here is really nice and soft, so I might just let her kind of walk this way. Good girl. Again, I apologize if I get out of frame. I'm trying to be really conscious of what you guys can see and what you can't. All right, so I'm going to move that flag again here. I'm going to get away from it a little bit. Just for me, so it's a little easier to sit on her. Okay, so we're going to move it back this way. If I can remember which way my remote goes. Good girl. Okay, so we're gonna wait. This already is so much better than the other day. Okay, and then we're gonna do our wandering with purpose again. So I'll turn 90 degrees, which happens to pretty much always be toward the flag. Good girl. And I'll just keep at this, and she's trotting, and that's fine. But we have to turn, there we go. Okay, so I'll just kind of let her work this line back and forth until she settles again. There we go. So there's ways you can adjust this on the ground too if you feel like your horse is going to be more athletic than what you can ride. But I feel pretty confident with Sage that I can stay on whatever she does. Good girl, because I've seen all of her worst case scenario reactions with the flag. Good girl. So if I could get her to look at it and settle, which she's kind of starting to think about, I'll let her do that. Good girl. Okay, so she's super tense right now. So now would not be the time to move the flag again. I don't want to get her up there and her start being more confident and then destroy her confidence by moving it. Okay, so all this backing, that's her. I don't really want her to learn that she can escape scary things by running backwards, so I'm gonna start pushing her forward again and go back to my wandering with purpose exercise. Good girl. So while we're all being stressed out about the coronavirus and working through our fears, Sage is working through her fears of the flag, which I think is kind of comparable to how some people have been reacting, so. Good girl. There we go. But all this is just teaching her how to manage her emotions. And on a serious note, you know, we're all having to deal with the coronavirus, and we can look at it as a great opportunity for managing our emotions and our fears and all of the things that go along with that. Good girl. So this is starting to feel much softer. Much softer. Good girl. So I might let her stop and look at it again, because I'm trying to work my way up to where we can actually get up there and work the flag without her being completely tense about it. That's the thing. I could get her up there and work it, and I could get some really big fancy moves out of her, but I don't want her to just be completely terrified of this. And my goal is to get her to the point that I could be working this flag. Ooh, good girl. Okay, so she just licked and chewed, so I'm gonna stop her and just hang for a minute, because that's the first time she's licked and chewed since we've been working on this morning. But my goal with her is to where I can ride another horse, and her owner could be riding her, and I'm working the flag, and her owner's working on something else on her, and it's not completely interrupting their session on what they're trying to do. Okay, so that's my goal with it. I don't need her so good with it that it can like come from the other end of the arena and whack her in the face if she's standing next to the fence. She doesn't need to be that desensitized to it, because to be able to work this well, which we do need to actually use this because we do ranch versatility. So when we don't have cattle here, this is my simulation for a cow. And if she's completely desensitized to it, it's not really any good either, because then she's not going to give me, you know, the nice moves on the flag. So I need her to just be aware of it and pay attention to it, but not be so worried about it that she's getting super worked up and being dangerous. I mean, really, that's kind of where it was at. Okay, so we're gonna walk up to it this time. That's feeling so much better. Oh, hang on, I gotta get my remote down. I had it tied up on my arm so I didn't accidentally press the button when I didn't mean to. That can be exciting. Okay. So I'm gonna walk her up to it over here, and we're gonna follow it a little bit. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. If you can't ride that, don't do this under saddle, because she's not going to learn a dang thing if she dumps me on the ground. Okay, and we're going to follow it this way. Good girl. And then I'll loop around, so I'm not going to ever send it towards her. Good. That was better. And we'll just keep following it. So I'll loop around again. I'm going to be conscious and careful to not get the flag too close to the corner where she might feel more claustrophobic there. Good girl. There we go. Nice. So I'm just going to keep doing this. I feel like she is de-escalating rather than escalating now. And I'm just going to keep doing this until she really relaxes. So I don't know if you guys can see it on the video too much, but she tries to like counterbend herself away from the flag. This is better here. She's actually pointed towards it. Like right here, she's looking that way. Everything about her is thinking that way. And when a horse is looking the opposite direction of where you want to go, like right here, you guys can see that? She's looking off to her right, trying not to look at the flag. Her whole body is thinking, I want to go away from the flag and escape the flag. So until I'm getting from both directions this nice arc towards the flag where she's actually focused on following it, see right here, she's looking left again. She's looking at that gate. So not only do I have something she's afraid of down here, I also have a magnet at the out gate where she's trying to suck towards. There we go. Good. Ooh, got a little scary again. And that's okay. So the biggest thing is when she gets spooked, I don't want to grab her, okay? Because then not only do we have a scary object, we have a scary person on her back too, okay? So I'm going to do my best when she spooks to stay out of her way. That's why I have this loping hackamore on her as well. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but I don't have a bit in her mouth. And the reason is if my hands get quick, I need a piece of equipment that's a little bit more forgiving. Because, I mean, let's face it, she's made some pretty big moves. And I probably did grab her at one point, okay? All right, so now I'm going to ask her to trot. There we go. Just kind of push her up there, ask her to get a little closer to it. More where we would be if we were actually working the flag. That was super right there. She was right up next to it when I changed directions. Okay, she's still wanting to bend away from that flag though. And that's not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. She's thinking about going left right here and escaping the flag, okay? So I'm waiting for her to figure out that she needs to be bent toward the flag, thinking toward the flag. There we go. So I can physically manipulate her over here and continue to bump her nose back toward that flag. But until she relaxes a little bit, I'm not going to get the best result. I am going to continue, though, to ask her to bring her head over here. So I'm just going to remind her, like, hey, look at the flag. There we go. There we go. So if I kind of physically manipulate her to look at that flag, her brain will follow here pretty soon. There we go. Good girl. And I think that's part of the reason why she gets so spooked when it changes directions, is because she's actually looking the other way, and then it moves again and it re-surprises her, okay? So right here, she's looking left. That was her trot in case she's escalated right here, right? Did you guys see that? Okay. So I'm going to get a little bit further away and send it away from her. There we go. And then go catch up to it again. So all of a sudden, now she's tense again. Now she's super tense. Okay, so I'm just going to keep pushing her through it. And I do feel like trotting now, she's actually tenser with it now than she was a minute ago. I think trotting with it now is going to be more appropriate because it's going to help her work through some of this tension faster. Now, if she offers to walk, I'll take it as long as it doesn't feel like she's getting froze up on me. Good. That was a nice turn. She's focused. She's got her left ear on the flag. Now see, both ears are over to the right. Don't want that. I need an ear and an eye on the flag. Okay, we got the right ear on the flag. Left ear is kind of out to the side. I'd really like both ears pointed at the flag, if at all possible. Probably won't get that today. But I'm just looking for her to get a little bit more relaxed. Oh, we got a lick and chew. That's awesome. I'm gonna let her walk a minute. Good. Okay. Then I'm gonna pull her off it right here. I'm gonna back and turn. Good girl. And then we'll just come over here for a minute. And I'm going to, let me hang my remote back up. And we'll work on our wandering with purpose exercise again. So again, the goal is for her to be able to ride around in this arena with the flag working, okay? Or for her to be able to ride in the arena before or after she works the flag. So I need her to be able to come over here and still be relaxed and not be just waiting for that flag to jump again. Good girl. This is nice. Okay, she's stretching her head down. She's softening. She's jogging much slower than she was at the beginning. Good girl. Okay, and I'll just kind of wander around with her. Good girl. Whoa. So in that session, I would go ahead and repeat that a few more times, but I'm really, really pleased with how she progressed there and how relaxed she is right now. So I will go ahead and end my video here. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching that and watching the process. And there's so many ways you can apply it to so many different things. But I thought the flag gave us a great opportunity today to show you how we work on that. Oh, look, she's licking and chewing again. That's super. So this is perfect. This is what I want. I'll see you guys next time.